Hi, thanks for checking out another one of our videos here. This is going to be a little how-to repair video. How-to repair video on a old fence charger. This is an International Super 100. It's a solid state unit. It's not low impedance. They have this little power pack module deal, they call it, on the side of the thing. That's basically your circuit board that does all the charge and discharge and all that fun stuff. But we're going to tear in this thing. I've already got it clicking again because it sent me one of the board for it. It was all burnt up and kind of beyond repair. So luckily I have a few of those. I've got about one left. These little power packs. You can't really find them anymore. They're kind of hard to find. Well, what it was doing, it wasn't doing anything at all. And the guy sent me this. I guess he pried the little power pack apart. I was kind of curious what it looked like, and you can see it's all burnt up and stuff. And I was like, ooh, this is pretty rough shape. Corrosion. So I like, might be able to fix that. I'm not gonna deal with it right now. I got too many things to worry about. Got a lot of crap in for repair right now. Well, not crap, but stuff. I got a lot of stuff in for repair right now. Well, this unit is a 1993 model. See the serial number down there. It was manufactured 9 months of 93, so September 93 is when it was manufactured. Well, I put a new one of those little plug-in modules in there, and it comes on, clicks, and does its thing, but the light wasn't flashing, which I was like, maybe the bulb's just burned out. You hear it kind of clicking along there. But it's real quiet, light wasn't flashing, but I'll put a screwdriver across there and see if it sparks or not. If it sparks, then we know, okay, it's good, just bad bulb. You get no spark or nothing. Doesn't even change the sound if I short it out. So we've got a bad transformer in this thing is what we've got going on now. And I don't know if the customer is going to fix this or not. It's real hard to do you put money into this or you buy a new one? Most manufacturers, dealers, distributors, throw the old junk thing away and buy a new one. That thing's old as the hills. It is 30 years old almost, 29 years old. But a lot of the parts, we can retrofit and stuff like that. We can probably take the guts out of this, which you'd be surprised how much stuff is not in this thing when we get to the part. This is riveted together. So the circuit board, which is inside this housing here, goes in this little cabinet. There's all the connections on the back side, and there's a transformer right here. So what's this wire go to? Oh, this wire goes to the back side of the bulb, but it's not a big deal. We can plug that back on. Well, transformer is a man, it's original stuff inside here. 1993. September 23rd, 1993, and on the top of this is October 1st, 1993. So this unit's probably started to build together in September-ish time frame, and if they finally put it all together, it was finally done and all together in October 1st, 93. So, for being 29 years old, it is good to go. So it lasts a long time. Alright, so what we need to do, we need to get another transformer put in this thing. This is solid state. This isn't low impedance, so there's only small select transformers that you can retrofit in this. You can't put a low impedance, a transformer for a low impedance unit in these things because they're not wound the same way on the inside. They could look the same, but they're not going to be the same internally. And I'm going to cut these wires kind of long, so that way I've got plenty of, when I go take the new transformer and put it in here, It's not going to look a little bit different than this one's, and we're going to have to mount it a different way. But I need to know which my primary and which is my secondary for the output. So that's that. So now we need to drill out the rivets that are holding this transformer in place. So let me get this drill bit here out. You see I've used it plenty of times to drill rivets out. There's a whole sleeve of rivet heads on the end of it. So, but we'll use this one here. I think this is a little bit bigger, so we need a little bit bigger drill bit. That one, same thing over here. If I can get to it, man. Might need a longer drill bit. I'm just figuring longer drill bits that'll fit, that'll reach that. Give me just a second here. Okay. That's better. Come on. There we go. Okay, we got all these ground contacts here. We'll cut that wire along just in case we need to use it again. Alright, punch those. Should just, yep, just fell right out, which is fine. We'll put some, I don't know if those holes are going to line up the same or not. We'll have to, some of them will, some of them probably won't. If neither one of them will, we'll have to we'll plug them up and we'll drill new holes for the new transformer. So let me go to my stock of stuff and see what transformer we got to install. Okay, these two transformers here, but they're in two different spots on my stack of parts, but I need to see, they might be the same, and I just need to combine them into one spot in the shelf. But let me ohm it out real quick. We'll find out real quick. Okay, that's a primary side. Two black wires are inputs, so they'll go here. Make sure it's the same on this one. Alright, let's say now this is probably our fence and ground. See what the ohms are on it. Okay. They're exactly the same transformer, so that doesn't matter. Okay, but this is my solid. Both those were solid state transformers, so now we've got to get these kind of, got to get everything kind of, straightened out. The plates were a little cockeyed, so the hole wouldn't be just right. So probably going to mount this. You get this wire coming out of the bottom here, by our ground side. This will be our hot side. So maybe we'll do it like this. Mount it like that. We'll put those wires over here. There's our ground. And there's our hot. Okay, so I think this bit I'm using is actually the same size as these holes here. Yep. So, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to use either one of those holes. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole right here. let me get this side bolted in first, or get a bolt running through it. I also need to put a spacer between the metal plate and that, so that way it keeps it level. We got these little plastic spacers here that we use for stuff like this. Okay. That should work, so let's get that out of the way. Let's put one bolt through the little hole here. And we'll get a spacer. I don't know what size one we will try. Try this one first, and we'll see where it sets at. If it sets too, tilts it up too much, then we'll let's go a little bit shorter. See if I stack those two together and make it shorter. No, exact same size. All right, let's put. Put two of these together, see if it makes it a little bit shorter. Let's try those two. Put those on there. And we'll put the bolt back through. I think that'll work. I like that. Alright, let's get that on there, and we'll grab a nut for it. I actually got one right here, this might fit it. Yep. Now let me get a lock washer on there. Now I'm just going to kind of halfway tighten it. I'm not going to get snug because I want to be able to move this around a little bit as I'm drilling the hole, make sure it's straight. And I can go back and tighten them both up here in a minute. Right there, like that. Alright, now we'll get the other bolt. Come on. Okay. Get a couple of these, put that on there. Okay, alright, we're going to have to take this off first. Now you lift it up and set it back down both at the same time. Come on. We'll get another lock, or another nut. I'm going to grab the nuts from the front side. Hold them, and then we'll tighten it up from the back. Grab the other one. Alright, there's that. Alright, so now let's get solder iron worn back up. And that's, how is that attached? That is, I need to tighten that nut up on the front there. I think it's this one here. It fits those. Okay, that one fits that one. That thing was loose on the inside, so tighten it up on the outside. Alright. We'll take that off, we don't need it. We'll cut this to length. We'll cut it a little long so we have a little bit to play with. And then we'll strip off the end here. Get a little spade connector. Crimp that on. Okay, so that's that. Alright, and this is our input, transformer, ground side. So we're going to splice those together. What's this one? Oh, that went up to the light bulb up here. Let's see, we can tell here we're gonna have to probably okay, let me think for a second. So all this crap up here, this little wire here, this white wire here, this wire eventually, and this wire, all electrically grounded right there. And so I think what we can do is we can get rid of some of this stuff. Let me pull this wire off so I can get it out of my way for a second. Just cut this wire if we don't need it. That was it from the old transformer. What we'll do is we will let's see, how do we want to do this? See if we can. Let me find a little nut, a little bolt. Let me see if this little bolt here will fit through that hole there. Heck no. Okay. Well, more than one way to skin a cat. So let's get another. We'll get our own little ring connector. I think this will fit in there. It'll fit just fine. We'll crimp this stuff all together, and we'll bolt that to the case. Alright, let's strip that off. Twist that together. And then we had, I don't care about this wire. This wire can go away. Don't care about that one. And then we'll put that wire around like that. We actually don't even need to bolt that to the case, because the case and this terminal right here, the ground side, is electrically the same spot. So what we'll do is we'll solder all this together, and then I'll probably come off with another wire from here over to here. So electrically that's all the same spot. So it doesn't matter, because ground is constant, or the same. Alright. Let's add some solder here. Let's heat all these wires up. We'll add solder to all of it to make it one solid piece. There it goes. Alright, we'll go ahead and we'll take this wire that we snipped off or unplugged earlier. We'll go ahead and we'll plug it back into here. Let's tighten it up a little bit. It's a little loose on the spade there, so we'll just That one cracked. Yep. A little hairline crack right there, so that one's no good. Still use the wire. We'll just put our own on there. And we'll plug it in here. Come on. Oh, damn it. Get on there. Okay. We'll take this, strip it back a little bit. Take it over to here. We'll wrap it around like that. And we'll solder it up. Alright, let that kind of solidify. And let's make this wire longer. And I'm just gonna butt splice some wire on it. I'm not gonna solder all that stuff on there because this is not a lot of current going through it and stuff. And then we'll get some wire. That way we can unplug it, or we can take it, if it ever has to be taken apart again, we can do, you know, we can stretch it out more and not so stretched for space. Probably wrap this electrical tape just that way it doesn't accidentally touch and arc through the crimp. Just a little preventative deal. Now, that bulb on the front did look black, like it's burnt out, so we'll probably have to change that bulb anyways. Let's get some electrical tape out. Alright, so now we got to do the input side. I think these wires are plenty long enough that we can just, I'll just do one wire at a time, but I'm going to cut. And this does not have a polarity to it, so it doesn't matter which wire goes where. We'll cut this back just a little bit. And we'll put that one right there. We're going to solder it on. We're going to add a little solder to the wire itself, probably add a little bit more to that contact there to get a little more surface area, and then we'll blend the two together. Alright, and we'll touch this one, add just a little bit more solder so there's a little bit more to stick to. We'll hold the two together, heat them both up, wait for it to solidify. Pulled too soon, wait for it to solidify. Okay, it's not sticking. Okay. I think it's got a little hole in it there. let's bend this in kind of a little hook shape like that. I think if we heat it up, you can just push that through that little hole there. Hopefully. These are kind of times I wish I was ambidextrous, but I could use both left hand and right hand equally the same thing. Come on. Alright, now we're going to add a little solder. Add a little solder on top to make sure it's got enough on there and it's good and solid. All right, that one cools off, hardens it, and I'll do the same thing right here. Alright, let's heat this up real quick and see if we can pull out any of that extra wire that doesn't need to be in there now. Dang, I use my right hand. Solder iron on the left hand. Alright, hopefully we did everything right. So let's plug it in and then we'll test across here. We'll do the spark jump or something. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Clicking along. Let's we'll take a screwdriver and let's jump across the fence and ground, see if it throws a spark. Nice spark there. Let's close it up. And we'll see if that light flashes on the front. No. So we don't need to replace the bulb. Alright, let's just see what kind of voltage we get out of it. Now this is not low impedance, and this has a little resistance to it because it's not electronic, it's mechanical. So this might not read the full reading, but it should be, because we'll put a little bit of a load on it because it is, like I said, mechanical, not electronic. So reading 3.5, but let me go get see if I got another tester here that will read. Actually, here I've got this Gallagher one. Let me get a ground probe. Let me get some kind of a wire to snap on the bottom here. Hold on. Alright, this flash and light tester here, old school one. Let's see what it does on this one. Oh yeah, see? Barely, it's the last two are lighting up. It's real hard for the, there it's picking up. So yeah, it's nice and hot now. Now the light bulb even works, that's nice. So this one's basically ready to go. We gotta get the leftover rivet pieces out of the case. This one I buggered up trying to pull it out of there. The other two, this one's missing, which is fine. We're gonna put some short little self-tapping screws in there. We gotta probably drill that one out again. But this one's basically done. This one took a little time to do, but it's basically ready to go. So if you got an old Super 100 or any of these things that take that little circuit pack thing on the side, be happy to take a look at it for you. Kept the 29-year-old unit from going in the trash. So until next time, we'll see you guys later on.